It's alive. Hello, Instagram. My happy light is off, so I'm a little sad. I am though, but it's when I do this angle, and I'm trying all the angles. You might notice, you might not. If you're one of those people who've noticed that I'm trying different angles every time, I like that. You're a dope person for that. You don't have to notice that I do it every time, but there's really just, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 sort of angles I found that I can film from. Like, which one's my best one? All of them are my best one. All of them are my best angles. Hell yeah. I don't know, whatever one, like, I think captures, like we were saying in the car yesterday, like, that whole meme, it's like, you won't know, like, I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not, like, I don't know when I'm gonna make money, or, like, you'll know, basically, you're gonna know I have money because there'll be signs whether or not I say anything. And, like, I'm always, like, for me, it's gonna be definitely more tattoos. Not necessarily getting covered in them. Oh, but there's a handful more I'll have. And, like, I don't know. I think I have, like, all the piercings I probably want now. Yeah. I don't know if I'd want, like, an eyebrow one. I used to have an eyebrow piercing. I guess, like, now the place I've gone to for piercing has, like, different jewelry than the very, very, very first place I ever got shit done. And the stuff they have is really pretty, which makes me then, like, because I used to think the eyebrow piercing was almost a little too punk rock for me. But, like, I like really sparkly shit. I might get a full grow. It'll be like rose gold opal, full ass grow. I will say, if I ever have, like, one of my worst fears has always been to get my teeth knocked out, but, like, if I ever do, I hope I'm rich enough to just get a straight up pirate tooth. But I'm very blessed with my teeth, and I think I will continue to be. It was one of the first compliments I ever got was on my teeth by my dentist. He said, like, if you take care of your teeth, you always have good teeth. I am actually quite a big fan of mouthwash and floss, and I don't like brush after I eat always, but I do brush at least every day, and I will very usually mouthwash and or floss after I eat, unless I'm out in public, because I don't bring it with me. Although it wouldn't hurt me to consider travel mouthwash. All right. Okay, so not yesterday, Sunday, although Sunday I went to the Bay, so checking in at SF Punchline. And one day I'll get up at SF Punchline, and it's almost kind of good not to have been up yet because I have something to hope for. And isn't that what we need? Also, a long time ago, because I've been going to Punchline for a while, a long time ago, well, not really, but like, I mean, I think I went to Punchline, but yeah, I went to Punchline SF before I'd been doing comedy for a year. So, pretty early into it, like, I was like, man, I really want to get up on here. I really want to, like, do this. Here we are. It's like, the first time I went was January 2023. I have yet to actually go up, except for when they did the joke circus thing where they have, like, basically it's like, I think on a night where either there isn't a lot of audience, which is, like, never for SF Punchline, there's always audience, but, like, I don't know, maybe things end early, but every once in a while they do a special thing where they let all the comics, like, line up, joke circus, joke parade, and you do, like, one joke into the microphone. So technically I did get to hold the microphone and do a joke on Punchline SF stage, but you're not actually supposed to do your joke. You're supposed to do, like a knock almost sort of joke, like a one word sort of kind of thing. But that's only happened to me once while going there. And never, other than that, have I been on the stage. I also was at one of the times where they had that thing where they turn on all the lights and they say, okay, if you're a comic here hoping to go up at SF Punchline and you've never been up, stand up. And then they have the audience pick who they want, which is, like, not my style. If I'd been the only person standing, I'd be like, oh, like, but I was, like, one of 3 people who stood up for it, so I put my body language towards someone I thought deserved it more, and they did get it. I don't know if that was thanks to my body language, but I tried to, like, I don't know. That's not my kind of thing. I have a hard time with that. I wish I had a more reach out and grab it personality, but I just never really have been that type. Even when I was a kid, when I would do like the Easter egg hunting, I wouldn't do well. I wouldn't do well at piñatas. I wouldn't do well at Easter egg hunting. I just like am not a big reach out and grab it kind of person. And I like it. Maybe it's just like maybe I'm dumb, but I like kind of just figure that if I'm meant to have something, it will be mine to grab. It won't be in like competition necessarily with someone else. Like, although it's like, oh my God, what's a fucking piñata? Like, it's just a child game thing. But, you know, I would rather my friends have candy than have candy myself. Or I would rather just other individuals have little plastic eggs with goodies in them than me have them myself. And even as a kid, it was kind of like that. However, I think there's going to be things I get that are just like made for me. They're not supposed to be for anyone else. Of course, I mean, there's things like I want to host at like Laughs hella bad, definitely. So that's like something that I'm not the only one to want to do that. But I don't see it so much as competition on that. I think that there is an abundance of opportunities to host there, and when it's my right time to, I'll get the chance to. And hell yeah on that. Hell yeah on that. I am dating the process. Oh yeah. So I went to Punchline this last Sunday, but then the Sunday, not yesterday, but the Sunday before, I went to Punchline again. So it's like, whoa, it's any day now. I'm showing up. I'm checking in. I'm there. I'm dressed, usually in sandals. But come wintertime, I'll close off these toes. They're cute though. I feel it. I painted them. They were like, I painted them yesterday too. I was like, if I do get let on, because I know they're thinking about sandals and the fairy leaves, I'm going to make sure it's worth it for them to have my sandaled feet upon their stage. I was like dressed up yesterday. I had a dress on. Not the first time though. I wore a dress to SF Punchline. I think I wore a dress the first time I was there, but I'm glad I didn't go up then, because I was promised the time I go up will be the funniest I will have ever been on that stage. And there's a lot of times I've gone to like SF Punchline and been like, I would definitely be funny today if I got up, but I didn't. Which means then again, the guarantee I will be the funniest I would have been the first time I go up. I mean, like the first time I go up on SF Punchline, even though I've been funny, will be the funniest I would have been. So I'm not even worried about it. I have other things to worry about. Plus, worry and hope always are the same fucking shit in the end, it seems like. I mean, I have been just as disappointed from having my hopes let down as I have had for my worries confirmed. Yeah. The whole story, and I'm like, so I'm out of weed right now, and which is like, not necessarily comfortable, but when the Lord wants me to have weed, I'll come into some weed again. And it does have to, like, it's not like, you know, there's always certain types, like, it always, some, like, I don't know, like, I go dig around, I probably have, like, old weed in the corner of, like, a drawer, but, like, more for vapes and stuff, just because of, like, going inside of buildings and cars and things, it's not always and I'm not, a roller at all, but also, I don't even like to smoke rolled things alone. I'd rather just wait till I get a vape. When the money lines up, when the luck lines up. I was so blessed. The last 2 vapes I got, I did not pay for. They were both gifts. Thank you, Caitlin. 2 half grams, and I went through them way quicker than I feel like I do a 1 whole gram. But they were good. It's why I might be a little extra talky and not as slow, is because of the weed withdrawals. And I love my friends because they are like me, because I rode with my homies yesterday, and no one had weed yesterday. But the Sunday before last Sunday, weed aplenty. So much weed that I was pretending to be a dog, and I stuck my head out of the backseat window, and I vaped out the window, because we weren't in my car, we were in a friend's car, Adam Sterling's car, and well, I'm pretty damn sure it was Adam Sterling's car. Yeah, because he has like the coolest car. But I breathed out the window, and then my vape like went right back into my throat. And so I got like shotgunned my own vape and got double vaped. It was hot. I'm like, I gotta start doing every single vape out the window. But it did kind of like, I was like, we were getting close to the place. I was like, I'm too high. I even told him, I was like, I can't smoke anymore. Like, I don't know if I can smoke it anymore till after the showcase. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm just gonna start like shotgunning my vapes so they last longer. Just blow them out the backseat windows. But someone else has to drive. Because I'm not into ghost riding the whip. I am dead inside. So the ghosts kind of always ride the whip, but... Alright. Starting the questions. My verbal autobiography. My last will and testament, except for I think I'm going to be here forever. The only thing that's not so bad is I'm not going to be the only one that has to live for fucking ever. So buckle up, people. Alright. So it's my forever cringe. But, yeah, let's go. What was your relationship with food like as a kid? So food is like where I got like weirdly attacked, and I was definitely still a kid. But let's say pre-eating disorder, which the first eating disorder thoughts I had were probably about 10 years old. I remember asking my mom at 10, we had Rice Krispie treats, and I ate one, and I wanted a second one, but I was already kind of thinking about that I was fat. So I asked my mom, I said, Mom, I want a second Rice Krispie treat. Am I fat? And she was like, no, if you're fat, I wouldn't let you eat the second Rice Krispie treat. And then she like gave me the second one. But at that time, I already believed I was fat. So I was like, instead of thinking I'm not fat, I was like, my mom is a liar. I was like, you can't trust her for anything. I was like, that was like what I confirmed with that. So I was at 10. So I'm trying to like remember my relationship with food before 10. I was a big beverage and bread girl. Like still, I liked to, like I remember I liked sodas. I liked juice. I liked bread. Like, I don't know, crackers, like bread. Desserts. I was a big dessert girl. Like, I liked broccoli. I didn't like meat off of bone. I was very particular textured. I do remember having things where it was like what I felt like, not necessarily forced to clean my plate, but forced to eat something because it was like, everyone was like, this is such a good food. How can you not like it? And me not liking it for, I don't fucking know why, just the texture being weird. That's like chicken legs and stuff like that. I remember like all the kids getting drumsticks and be like, I don't want to fucking eat a chicken leg. Like, I remember like not wanting them to eat, and like, and but I could eat like 12 rolls. I remember dipping, like I was already a weird thing then. I would like dip my bread in a soda or something. Like, it's like I never really was really well adapted to it. I'm gonna put on my eyeshadow, and then I'll come back probably. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say definitely. Wait, I don't have to go yet. I'm gonna put on primer first. And then my relationship with food was tumultuous. I wouldn't even say love-hate. If I could give up the ability, like if I could just, I don't, it's not that I've never tasted anything good, but I've never tasted anything so good that I wouldn't give up the pain that food has caused me to like, just, I don't really need to taste that much. It's kind of probably why I am such a spirit of woe, but that kind of started pretty early. If it wasn't, I guess, a roll dipped in, like a bread roll dipped in soda, I was like, why are we eating food? I want to go line up my trolls again. I probably was a lot more autistic than I come across now. Right? Alright, yeah, now I'm going to do eyeshadow. And I'll see the colors when I come back because they're going to be wild. So the last colors I did use for eyeshadow, you can tell it's holidays. Sip, sip. I get a lot of holiday palettes because I get like bought makeup during the holidays. Like gifts and shit. So my colors were sip, sip, hooray. Like sip, sip, hooray. All the jingle ladies. Eyes on the pies. round of eclats, and then thankful. Ooh, and then, yeah. I'm still full of woe, but grateful as fuck. Oh yeah, it's live again. Resurrected on YouTube. Sorry for the momentary pause. Assuming there's someone on YouTube that watches this from beginning to end. In which case, like, all the good things to you. Whoa. Hella nice. I was thinking about, well, I was doing my eyeshadow, and I'm almost spoiling this, but for Resurrected YouTube, eyeshadow colors I'm wearing, which are still holiday colors. See how you can hear what holidays they might be from. Hints, it's the ones that are all coming up and basically packed at one point of the year. They don't really make Easter palettes, although I think an Easter eyeshadow palette would be sick. I love some nice pastels. In fact, like on other I have several palettes that, like, I have my own little pastel palette based off of several palettes I have with pastels. I have one like purple pastel. So they were everything nice. Yeah, fuck yeah, everything nice. Eyelids. Everything nice. Made some milking, guess that holiday. Crust issues, which is so fucking gross. If you've ever baked if you've ever baked a pie, you know that honestly crust issues could go so wrong you want to cry, but crust issues, if just out of the blue, not concerning pie, or pie maybe in like slang term, is an issue. Sinful and nice package. Those are what I got on my eyeshadows. What's my eyeshadow colors? But also while I was applying everything nice, crust issues, sinful, nice package, amazing milking, I was thinking about, I don't know, something I kind of been trying to write on. Like, I'm a good third wheel. Like, I like hanging out with couples that love each other. However, the downside to that is, like, I don't like it when they don't, like, you know, whether or not they love each other, they decide to continue their journeys away from each other. That throws me off because I have still married parents. I like to think that I am the kid that is the reason for people having kids to save marriages. Like, I'm just so delightful. I'll point out the best. Although, I've had to accept the breakups of friends. My parents still married, but I've had to accept the breakups of friends. And, you know, once you know that, like, every individual is an individual. It's sticky situations sometimes. These, I mean, love is like the thing, but then the way that we almost kind of like formulate rules and commitments and certain sort of things around like love can make for sticky like situations. That's why I'm always like, I'm a polyamorous asexual. I'm not like really either of those things, but I do love everyone so much that, like, I'm a romantic and I love everyone, so I don't want to like fuck anyone, and I also don't really want to get fucked. Like, that makes me sometimes sad. Especially if, like, I had to take off my clothes because I don't like the way I look. I'm not going to immediately assume it's because I'm ugly. Although I know there's always a big amounts of complications that have nothing to do to me, with me. It's like, oh man, I don't have to figure out all those complications. I'm just going to feel sad. Especially when I, like, have to change into my clothes or out of them. I'm like, oh, that's probably why. Alright, let's see. What were your favorite cartoons or shows? I am a cartoony ass bitch to this day. I'm a South Park kid. I do remember my mom being like, Santa's not going to come if you watch South Park. And then kind of like realizing that Santa might not be real, because I was like, well, I did watch South Park, but I also wasn't a bad kid. So I was like, you know, arguably, just because I did that one bad thing doesn't mean that I was a bad kid. And I guess I like, there's a certain amount of me as a kid that's so much of a me now. There's a part that just kind of got that. You know, that's not really the way it is. I was like, nah, you know, Santa would almost know better my intentions than watching fucking South Park. To this day, I love South Park. It's like, I'm always like, I don't want to live in a world where South Park doesn't exist. And what I love about South Park is, though they're fucking tired, it's like not probably wanting to make shows this long. They've already earned their money. They're just doing whatever the fuck they want. And continuing, barely. Not like, these used to do like 2 seasons a year. They used to have like 2 seasons in a year. Now it's like we get 2 episodes in a year. I'm fine. It's still there. I am like a South Park nihilist. And that nothing matters but love. And if you can have a good laugh while figuring out all this trauma, all this fucking shit that causes trauma, that isn't like, you know, that isn't very loving, but really, really wants to dominate the world, or dominate the people's, like greed and other fucking shit, fear-ish kind of shit, nothing really matters. And I really admire the South Park guys for being able to overcome a lot of the like world ties, not in like self-help, but just in like conquering them actually, like earning so much money they could be like, fuck you world, money doesn't matter that much. All I want is to earn enough money to where I could prove that money doesn't matter. Just burn fat stacks of cash. I'm kidding, because in God we trust, it says on the money, so I don't know what this digital shit is. It's not Caesar's, it's not God's, I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's my little chat bitch robot, because I trust her. I trust Chat AI more than I do banks. I don't know if it's comparable, but I have my favorite cartoons. Yeah, so South Park. What were you scared of as a child? You know, like, realistically as a kid, because I was a big fan of horror movies and stuff, I almost like wanted ghosts and demons to reveal themselves to me, and just so I could point to them and be like, I knew it 100%. Well, now I align with good 100%. Although I don't need to see those things to have seen things that reflect them enough to know, to align myself with good to the best of my abilities, 100% under my fear. But you know, while dealing with that, but I mean, my fears as a child were probably the same as now, like just disappointing the things and people I love and believe in. You know, what all of us probably are, more or less. Existing has not been easy. All right. What's a holiday memory that stands out? Damn. It's like immediately my mind is going to a bad one, but I don't want to really share a bad one. Like, what's a good holiday memory that stands out? My very first year of comedy, the Open Mic Comics, Pej ran a Christmas open mic, which I have never seen. I mean, it was my first year of comedy, but I've never seen it since. And I kind of feel proud that I was in the open mic class in Sacramento of the year that started, and loved it. We loved it so much we made a mic at Christmas. And I wore a dress that I wore the next year when I got to do Dress to Kill, which was the one and only time my show sold out. And wore the same dress this last Christmas when I got to surprise host at Laughs, which was like, someone could have walked into Laughs and just shot me after the show and I would have died happy. But here we are, Januaries, Februaries, Marches, Aprils, Mays, Junes, Julys, August. And that is existing. The best I can do is be a good character. The best anyone can do is be a good character. Because existing is not easy and very rarely comfortable. Pursue comfort. It's okay to pursue joy and peace and comfort, just not as long as it's not at the cost of other people. Because if it costs other people's joy and peace, it's not going to last for you. Yeah. When I come back next time, we'll talk about school days, which I like that they spell D-A-Z-E. Education and identity formation. Honestly, I'm still forming my identity. I just learned my name. All right. So you guys meet me in the real world. Backwoods.